Yeah,
You throw another
a lot of money in there for Bradley Chubb guaranteed. Good for him.
Right.
So
I tell you what.
I believe he speaks today. I think he speaks in the afternoon.
I tell you what. While everybody making fun of your crazy owner,
Spends.
he has invested in this organization more than a lot of owners would, as far as money, even going back to Ndamukong Suh, facility, the stadium. Think about that. He put what? 500 million?
How do you feel, though? I wonder about this. How do you feel he feels about Tua's season, right? Because he was trying to replace him with Tom Brady twice and Deshaun Watson. Which Deshaun Watson, before the allegations, well, actually, while they were on, but he was trying to get them all settled.
Right.
So he was very actively saying, for a guy, and by the way, he wanted Tua. They were going to Mobile, Alabama all the time to scout Tua.
Right.
But then clearly, a lot like Flores was kind of rats up. You never kind of know with him. He's like, he's half in, half out. You know, he's done this with coaches, so he'll fire a coach, keep a GM. But like, how do you think he's taken in this season? I've tried to get rid of him, but all in the end, the B plan has worked.
I didn't look at that. I looked at it this way. It sometimes is hard to see a majority of your team playing well, and you trying to put it on what 2 areas or what 3 areas could get you over the hump. And I would say that they came to the conclusion that Tua may not be ready because his body's not ready yet, right? Like a lot of things were happening where we were putting this stigma on him that had to do more with health than actual talent. So I could see why, and if you kept,
just think he wasn't the same guy anymore,
right? I just think that he kind of grew into his body. He got stronger. We always talk about getting stronger, and now you're starting to see some of the skill set he had that everybody praised at Alabama. So I think it was a patience thing more than anything. That, you know, around any sport, what do they always talk about? The window. And when you see 75% of your team playing well, playing championship football, then they're looking at you and saying, hey, we got to make a move. We might be able to do this now. And so that's where these plans come from, because we have gotten into a bad mode in football.
Of patience?
Yeah, because look, every quarterback that has come into the league has had some growing pains. But it's weird because the teams that normally draft like in the teens or 20, late 20s, right, that pick a quarterback then, they always have the time, because they were halfway decent, to develop the quarterback and let him sit
right
until he's ready. You know, when you think about, look at Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. You look at somebody like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes took over a 13-3 team. So regardless of how bad he was, that team was going to be pretty good. And now you have these teams that are terrible that say, we're going to play our guy right away. And that's not kind of to have a quarterback develop on the fly while he's playing is not a terrible thing, but your whole team is bad. So you use your rat's off a ship on Trevor Lawrence, right?
I just think we've been sold a bill of lies on him.
But how can this is his second year?
I think he sucks.
You think he sucks after 2 years?
I watch him though. I don't like. Here's the thing. Like when I watched Tua, I still felt like when I watched Tua, even when everything wasn't there,
he made some great throws.
I feel like he had something to him. You know, I just felt like that. I watched Trevor Lawrence. I don't see it. I don't see special.
You can see special in a year and a half.
He gives the ball to the other team a lot.
A lot of people did that.
Not anymore. Did that. Nobody does that anymore. Who turns the ball over at this rate?
You think maybe it's because the team he's playing?
You could do it for Brett Favre in the 90s. Nobody does it anymore. It's all safe throws, wide open.
Again, you're not giving any of this, putting any of this on the players he's playing with?
Dude, he's got a guy in the backfield right now who is averaging more than he throws.
Yeah, that's funny. But Yeah, but again, I mean, I don't know what the time frame is on the development of a quarterback. And I would think every player is different.
I just find all of this stuff weird, though. Like, I find it weird. Like, it's like with Mac Jones. Mac Jones getting the benefit of the doubt that he was going to be great because he's at the Patriots, and he's not.
Yeah,
and people said that he's the 85th best player in the league.
But here's the deal. You don't need to hear what people have to say. Bill gonna play the guy who he thinks gonna help him win.
Mm-hmm.
End of discussion.
No doubt.
And so from that standpoint, the Patriots has never been pumping him like Bill's never pumped him up like that. That's been the people watching the Patriots.
That's true.
You see what I mean?
He didn't even pump up Tom Brady.
Right. So I get it. But when you think of teams like look at what Arizona did. They had Josh Rosen for half a second.
Yeah, they were right on that one, though.
I mean, okay, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
If Rosen would have gone to Kansas City, would he still be playing quarterback?
Are we sure he wasn't in Kansas City at one point? I felt like he was on like all of the league before everybody's done with him now.
No, I'm saying if he had got drafted.
I don't know.
Right? Like that's the thing.
I don't think so.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
Just kind of a mope. Didn't he just like have a cloud of mope around him?
I mean, the quarterback they had before Patrick Mahomes was kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Won 13 games, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But they were rats off a ship on him in San Fran.
Yeah.
He was the number one overall pick. It's not like
Alex Smith, right?
Not like Alex Smith was some guy with no pedigree. Like, people thought a lot of him, too.
Right.
Also, baby hands.
Who?
Alex Smith. It's a thing. OG Kenny Pickett. Now, Kenny Pickett may have dwarfed him, or I guess maybe Alex Smith dwarfs Kenny Pickett's baby hands. I don't know what the right terminology is there. The point is,
what are you doing today?
I don't know.
What are you doing today? Did you have Tito's and orange juice on the way in?
No, I wish. I wish. I had a great time last night, though. I did have fun.
Hey,
there's a mystery.
You know what? Watching the game on TV is fun, but listening to Jackson in the car, it's unbelievable.
I loved getting to do some games with him. He was so much fun. He was so much fun to work with.
He's just like, and he's like that all the time.
Especially Bam. I mean, like Jackson and I will always have that preseason Bam 3. We'll always have that. It's a moment in time. We'll take a quick break.
Wait, what's funnier, that the hot tea?
Hot tea is number one.
Or him talking about how he used to take an electric scooter to work.
I didn't hear this.
He takes it to the stadium.
You know what? I feel like I've seen that.
No, he says I'm 6'3" and just a tad bit over 3 bills on a scooter. Come on, man.
Check that on out. By the way, you like my new mic cover? I've gotten away from the Joe Rose coffee spew.
I was starting to think that, I mean, you might as well just go kiss Joe in the mouth because you putting your lips all on the coffee.
Oh, man. It was a lot. I don't know. Yeah, I figured 4 weeks is too much. I needed to do something. So, used Amazon Prime and got that done. You guys can text show 305-567-0560 on the Kendall Toyota text line. A texter writes in, I believe 2 years ago, if you added Gronk, Brady, Antonio Brown, and Fournette to the Dolphins defense, Tua's rookie year, we are 100% Super Bowl contenders. So to go after Tom wasn't a bad move. It also doesn't mean that Tua wasn't out on the future. So I'm not mad as a fan, and as a younger player, neither should Tua. Here's the thing. I'm not talking about when they originally went after Tua. They didn't draft Tua at that point. When they originally went after Tom Brady, Flores snubbed him and didn't want to go after him. I don't know why that was. I mean, he could say it was tampering. This is really what I believe why Flores didn't want to go after him, because he had him in New England, and I think New England thought he was washed. I really think that was don't forget what Tom Brady looked like his last year in New England. Like it wasn't fantastic, and he seemed kind of checked out. So I kind of believe, maybe he didn't want to tamper. I think that Flores is like, I don't want this old goat. Like, he's not going to be any good.
And then you were going to have to commit for a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, was it smart for him to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick? No. But Like, you can question Flores' judgment on that. I'm just wondering how the owner feels about it because he still reportedly went after Tom Brady this offseason with Sean Payton. And the plan B, because it got blown up by this lawsuit, it ended up working out for him because they ended up getting Tyreek Hill. They went that route. I don't know if they still would have got after Tyreek Hill if they had Tom Brady. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But they got Tyreek Hill with Tua, and now you're in a better spot, I feel like. Even though Tom Brady is leading the league in passing with a disheveled life.
Now?
Yes.
He's still leading the league in passing?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they're playing catch-up, too.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe. But still, he's still old and up there. It's annoying.
That's crazy.
Either way.
Now he's really going to get good.
Because it's all out there. He doesn't have to hide it anymore.
Right.
That's right. I am just a football degenerate. I will say, though, yesterday I got to see my favorite bird. My favorite bird. And I'm not talking about Washington. Because he's dead.
Gone too soon.
I'm talking about the Cockatoo.
Ooh.
The Cockatoo was out there yesterday. Yeah. And he was shaking the feathers to the media. Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Cockatoo was out there. And Tua
just a quick word for the young fella. You shouldn't have to explain your intentions or what you meant, right?
Well, here he was. Here was Tua, kind of giving the media the business yesterday.
Well, I think I've grown a lot with the deep balls, huh? Don't we think? Yeah. That was probably a subtle jab, but it was a jab. So I would say the deep ball, and then I can continue to get better on the deep ball.
See, I like that. I think it's adorable.
But he shouldn't have to say.
He shouldn't have to, but I think it's adorable that
because when they start giggling, that means message received.
Yeah,
you
Daddy
don't
loves
have
you
to
guys.
then, right?
Listen, everybody had to go get some water because that was spicy.
You got to learn how to drop the mic.
He does.
You don't have to explain. You don't
Stick
have to
the
say.
landing.
You don't have to say, "I'm about to drop the mic." No, you just drop the mic and go.
I genuinely feel if a media member did get offended, Tua would feel bad. He'd be like, "I am sorry. I'm sorry."
No,
can I get you a fruit basket?
You shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be, but he
be.
is. He's a sweet man. He's a sweet man, and he doesn't want to offend anybody. But I love that. Oh, do I love that? Oh, Tua with swagger. I mean, it's just. I mean, look, we saw some of this. We saw some of this in the OTAs in the preseason. Every once in a while, the spice comes out from Tua, and I like it. I like it, Leroy. I like Tua with an edge.
I think Tua always has an edge,
but I like it with a public edge.
A public edge.
I like a public edge.
All right.
Just a little bit of because he said this to Maria Taylor. He's like, I take receipts, which was stupid when the Jets coach said it, but when Tua says it's awesome, and I like the fact that he's like, yeah, that's right. I know you guys made fun of my arm. You said it was a pop gun arm.
Not me.
Look at him zinging the ball all over the place.
Not me. I'm telling you,
bullets all over the field.
If Tua had a weak arm, we would have heard about it before he got to the Dolphins.
The guy says, should have looked into the camera and said to the media, the damage is done.
Damage is done.
That would be funny.
I love the way, what the most remarkable thing is? Somebody could write the single-handed worst article about you, right? And we all get them. And then you have a good game, and that'll be the first guy smiling at you in front of your locker.
True.
And he just look at him and go, really? You think you can just continue on?
Are you saying that's how Duncan Robinson looked at me the other day? I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you're notorious for that.
What do you mean? Everybody loves me. Come on, everybody at media day they love chatting it up with old Tobes.
But you are rats off a ship quicker than anybody.
In fairness, I also build the ship faster than anybody. I'll start a bandwagon when no one's there.
Tell you what, though, Duncan Robinson 1 for 5 from 3 yesterday. 25 minutes for
back to back. I'll give him a break.
All right.
It all works out at the end, right?
It does work out on
If
the
he's
end.
a 40 to 45% 3-point shooter, at the end of the year, you'll be able to look at those numbers. It'll be 40.
Listen,
45.
if he's a 45% free throw shooter, I'll give him a foot massage.
I mean, you mean 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
If he's 40 to 45% from the foul line, he ain't gonna be playing.
No, I mean, what is he, DeAndre Jordan?
Jeez. I don't understand. How could something where you're just standing there, right? It's like the thing with golf.
Well, that's the thing
The
that
ball doesn't move.
that's the thing with Ben Simmons right now. They're saying the reason that he's playing so timid, he's afraid to go to the free throw line. Like that's what scouts believe. That he will not drive to the basket. He's too terrified to go to the foul line.
I gotta tell you, he need to get some testosterone in his because his man jewels are shrinking.
He's got some prunes.
He like raisins.
Some raisins.
Right. He gotta go trick or treat to fill up his bag.
Dade South says it's a ham wagon. It sounds delicious.
But yeah, like, come on. Like, think about it. When I say professional athlete, the one thing that comes to mind is the dog in you, the fight in you, the chip that some guys play with, the competitive nature that they do their job.
I believe he has all of that. He's just a very publicly respectful person. Like it was noticeable last year. Like how many times could this guy have gone on and ripped everybody and gone off the edge? He's never, look how many times Baker Mayfield just got sassy with people.
Right.
I get it. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying like, it's amazing for all the dirt that people threw on this guy. He has been the classiest dude all the time with all of it.
Yeah.
And even when you could take a semi-victory lap, even if you want to say it's incomplete, he's still just like, it's a little jab, a little fun. Hey, he's looking at, he basically could say, hey, you all are idiots, but he didn't. And he said, a little playful fun, subtle jab, dummies.
Right.
But he won't.
But in the end, I would hate to think that a person with his talents is out of the league because he doesn't want to shoot free throws.
I know.
That sounds crazy to me.
I know.